Everyone, I'd like to welcome you to the Pocatello City Council meeting of July 2nd, 2026. Aubriana, could you please call the roll?
Bates.
Here.
Mangum.
Here.
Nichols.
Here.
Paulson.
Here.
Satterfield.
Here.
Swanson. Here. Dahlquist.
Here. At this time, I would ask you to please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. If you'd remain standing after that, as will be offered by Pastor Marianne Forrest, representing the HS Jesuit Ministries for invocation. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time. Precious Father God, I thank you for this opportunity to come before our city council and our community members, Lord. I just lift up this time to you, Father, and ask that you will let the Spirit of God move through this community. Lord, bless the community members, bless our leaders, Father, and I just ask that you will just continue to give them wisdom, give them understanding and eyes to see and ears to hear, Father, for what's best for this community. I thank you for each one of our leadership, Lord. I thank you for each one present here today. I ask you, Father, that you will bless everyone here and those that wanted to be here. Bless everyone in our community, Father. Protect us, Lord, that we will rise up stronger every day and every way, Father, that we will be able to look to you, lean on you, trust you, and give you the glory in all things. We ask all these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Forrest. Agenda item number 3 is the consent agenda. The following business items may be approved by one motion and a vote. If any one member of the council so desires, any matter listed can be moved to a separate agenda item. A, minutes. Council may wish to waive the oral reading of the minutes and approve the minutes from the following meetings. Clarification and regular city council meetings of April 16, 2026, and special city council meeting of June 22, 2026. B, material claims. Council may wish to approve the material claims for the period June 16 through 30, 2026. C, Historic Preservation Commission Advisory Board reappointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's reappointment of Marty Vizcarra to continue serving as a member of the Historic Preservation Commission. Marty's term will begin July 11, 2026 and expire July 11, 2029. D, Animal Shelter Advisory Board appointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's appointment of Ashley Slaughter to serve as member of the Animal Shelter Advisory Board, replacing Karen Appleby, whose term expired. Ashley's term will begin July 3, 2026 and expire July 3, 2028. E, Planning and Zoning Commission appointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's appointment of Billy Chaddock to serve as a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, replacing Benjamin Gomez, who resigned. Billy's term will begin July 3rd, 2026 and expire August 5, 2029. F, Construction Board of Appeals and Review appointment. Council may wish to confirm the mayor's appointment of Kevin Howell to serve as member of the Construction Board of Appeals and Review, representing the building and construction trades. Kevin's term will begin July 3, 2026 and expire July 3, 2028. G, Collective Bargaining Agreement Memorandum of Understanding, Firefighters Local Union Number 187. Council may wish to approve the Memorandum of Understanding to amend specific terms in Article 13, Section A of the Collective Bargaining Agreement entered into September 19, 2024. H, Council Decision, Short Plat Approval for Jorgensen Subdivision. Council may wish to adopt its decision approving the short plat for Jorgensen Subdivision, which subdivides approximately 0.40 acres of parcel RPC PP 040800 into 3 lots, subject to conditions.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve agenda item 3, the consent agenda,
items A through H.
Second.
Thank you. We have a first from Councilman Mangum, a second from Councilman Paulson. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Mangum,
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes.
Bates,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Satterfield,
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Okay, there are no proclamations this evening, so we'll move on to the calendar review. Agenda item 4 is, apologize, no proclamations, as I said. Calendar review items, July 9th, council meetings, 9 a.m. city council work session. July 16, 5:30 p.m. council clarification meeting. 6 p.m. regular council meeting, also on July 16th. July 20th at 6 p.m. special city council town hall meeting. Other events, July 3rd, city offices will be closed for the Independence Day holiday. However, garbage, compost, and recycling pickups will operate as scheduled. 5 p.m. is the big Pocatello America 250 celebration and time capsule dedication. That's going to be on the east lawn of the Marshall Public Library at 113 South Garfield. July 4th, 9:30 a.m. is the Independence Day Parade in historic downtown Pocatello, and community celebration activities and firework display will be held at the Bannock County Event Center and Portneuf Wellness Complex. July 9th to 18 is the Southeast Idaho Senior Games. July 11th, Firecracker Frenzy Fun Run. Contact the Parks and Recreation Department for more information. Now, on July 15th, from 4:30 to 6 p.m., we will be having a public open house and listening session for Pocatello City Hall's feasibility study. Residents are invited to ask questions and share comments regarding possible City Hall relocation. And I will add that there will be tours available of the current facility, the current City Hall. July 15th through 18th is the Idaho International Choral Festival. Then looking ahead, July 27th and 28th, Montana Shakespeare in the Park, sponsored by the Pocatello Arts Council, Merchant of Venice and Much Ado About Nothing. Pre-show begins 5 p.m. and performances begin at 6 p.m. at the ISU Quad. Remember, all performances are free to the public. Municipal band concerts on Sunday evenings at Ross Park Bandshell from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. They continue through August 2nd. The concerts are free to the community. There is an open burn ban in wildland urban interface areas is continuing. Finally, please celebrate Independence Holiday safely. Must be summer. We've got a lot going on in July. At this time, we'll move to agenda item 6. It's items from the audience. This time has been set aside to hear items from the audience not listed on the agenda. Items which appeared somewhere else on the agenda will not be discussed at this time. The council is not allowed to take any official action at this meeting on matters brought forward under the agenda item. Items will either be referred to the appropriate staff or scheduled on a subsequent agenda. You must sign in at the start of the meeting in order to be recognized. Note total time allotted for this agenda item is 15 minutes, and you have a maximum of 3 minutes per speaker. We do have 2 members that have signed in this evening. We've got Paul Schmittleton. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Oh, okay, sorry. All right, Paul, if you could come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and City Council, for the 3 minutes. First, let me say God bless America. We're going into a great holiday time, and I hope that we all get to celebrate the freedoms that we have here, and I hope that we do it safely. I'm here to speak about the sacred bond between elected officials and the people that they represent. In Idaho, Article 6, Section 6 of our state constitution guarantees the people the right to recall any elected officials. This is not a political weapon. It is the ultimate check and balance in our local republic. It exists to ensure that we, the people, always hold the ultimate authority over our government. When politicians choose to ignore their constituents, they eventually face the music. We saw it right here in Pocatello when former Mayor Brian Bladd went against the clear voice of the people regarding the tragic shooting of Victor Perez. The community demanded transparency, felt ignored, and subsequently voted him out of office. Just recently, we saw this same exact standard of accountability across state lines in Utah. Senate President Stuart Adams, a powerful, long-serving politician, lost his primary election because voters felt he ignored them. In that same election, 2 incumbents, county commissioners in the Box Elder County, were unseated by their own party because they pushed forward a controversial project against the explicit will of the people. Whether it's a primary, a general election, or a recall, when politicians go against we the people, they will be voted out. But there's a right way and a wrong way to handle the voters' judgment. Right now in the city of Avella, California, we're watching a nightmare unfold. Avella City Council recall dispute, over 73% of the voters overwhelmingly chose to recall 4 of their city council members. Instead of respecting the ballot box, those recalled officials voted to reject the election results and refused to step down. It has caused a tremendous amount of disharmony, leading to court battles, screaming matches, and a deeply fractured community. Pocatello is a city of peace. I hope it stays a city of peace. We do not want that kind of chaos, division, or disharmony in our community. When a community reaches the point of demanding a recall, it is proof that the trust between the council and the people has been severed. If a recall petition succeeds and comes before you, I hope that you will step down.
Thank you, Paul. Right on, Stephen, I do have to let you know on the topic that you've signed in for about the moratorium on data centers, there's particular state law that we have to follow, and this is a quasi-judicial matter. I'd be happy to explain it more to you after the meeting, but to adhere to that law, and because this is a quasi-judicial matter, the council's hearing this in 2 weeks, and we're not allowed to hear comments from you this evening. But happy to chat with you after the meeting on why that's so. We're going to move to agenda item 7, which is the public hearing resolution for Pocatello Urban Forest Plan.
Could I make one comment?
Yeah,
What I was going to discuss included.
as long as it's not about data centers, can't hear that tonight.
What I was going to discuss has to do with interviews with the local news aide.
Yeah, if that's not touching upon the data center, then sure, you can have 3 minutes.
Hang on just a second. Well, I can make this general. My name is Stephen Adams, and this is a very special time of the year for me because out of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence, 35 of them were relatives of mine. Of the 40 signers of the Constitution of the United States, 20 of them were mine relatives. So this is a special time. And I'm glad that we as our city are participating in the celebration of what they did all those years back. One thing in particular, without being specific, and that includes the need where some cities are finding it's necessary to ask that non-disclosure agreements not be made. So we would ask that that would be adhered to with the things that are before us. And we thank each and every one of you for your particular roles in this city. You have a difficult job, I wouldn't want it if it was the last job on earth because you have so many things. And I thank you for your efforts. And, but anyway, may this be a special 4th of July for all of us. And I thank the city for doing all the things they're doing to make it the best 4th of July in 250 years. And thank you.
Great. Thank you, Stephen.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that. All right, moving along to agenda item 7, public hearing resolution, Pocatello Urban Forest Plan. This time has been set aside for council to hear comments from the public regarding the Pocatello Urban Forest Plan. Council may wish to adopt by resolution the proposed development, subject to applicable changes outlined in Planning and Development's memo as an official city plan. So this is a public hearing. I declare the public hearing open. This time I'd ask Jim Anglesey from staff to come forward.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. Jim Anglesey, Long Range Planner for the city. I am pleased to present to you the Pocatello Urban Forest Plan for your consideration to adopt by resolution. When we think about infrastructure, we usually think about roads, water lines, or public buildings. This plan asks us to think about our trees in the same way, as community assets that provide measurable environmental, economic, and quality of life benefits. The Urban Forest Plan gives us a long-term roadmap for protecting these assets while making our urban forestry program more proactive, efficient, and sustainable. The good news is that Pocatello already has a solid foundation. Today, the city is responsible for maintaining approximately 8,700 public trees, and the majority of those trees are in fair and good condition. However, the inventory also tells us that the tree population is aging, our species diversity is limited, and much of our maintenance has been deferred because of limited staffing and funding. As a result, the city is spending much of its time reacting to problems instead of preventing them. Rather than following a regular maintenance cycle, tree work is often driven by emergencies, resident complaints, or storm damage. That approach is more expensive over time, increases safety risks, and shortens the life of many of our trees. The plan's goal is to shift the city from a reactive model to a proactive one, where trees receive routine maintenance before they become liabilities. The city's annual tree activity budget, as explained in the plan, is just over $11,000, and to care for nearly 8,700 trees. When compared with similar communities, we're investing only a fraction of what is typically spent on urban forestry. Because of that, we're currently accomplishing only a small percentage of maintenance work that's actually needed each year. The strategies in the plan focus on improving coordination among city departments, establishing consistent maintenance standards, strengthening partnerships, expanding volunteer programs, improving public education, updating policies where needed, and using data to better prioritize work. The city's Parks and Rec Department cannot manage the urban forest alone. Success depends on partnerships with Public Works, Planning and Development Services, neighborhood organizations, volunteers, local businesses, private property owners, and community organizations. The plan creates a framework for all of those partners to work toward common goals. The plan also reminds why the investment matters. Healthy trees improve air and water quality, reduce summer temperatures, lower energy costs, support wildlife, increase property values, encourage walking and outdoor activity, strengthen neighborhood identity, and even contribute to better public health and economic activity. In many ways, trees are one of the few public investments that continue to appreciate in value over time when they are properly maintained. And ultimately, this plan is about stewardship. It's about protecting an asset that has taken decades to grow while ensuring future generations inherit an urban forest that is healthy, resilient, and diverse. The strategies in the plan are intended to be implemented over time, recognizing that funding and staffing will continue to evolve. They provide flexibility while giving the city a clear direction for improving operations, expanding partnerships, and making thoughtful investments that will reduce costs and improve the health of our urban forest over the long term. The Urban Forest Plan does align with the comprehensive plan and provides a practical roadmap to preserving one of Pocatello's most valuable community resources. This public hearing has met all state and local requirements, and all written comments received by staff have been provided to you in your packets. And as mentioned, please be advised that the memorandum provided to you outlines language changes as recommended by staff based on legal department review. If council is to approve the plan, it is recommended these changes be included as part of the motion to approve. This concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Can I ask a question for Jared? So just for a motion, do we need to say, I approve or I motion to approve agenda item number 7 with the column of recommendations?
That would be adequate, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, do it. Yes, please.
So I did scan through the public comments that came in. Are any of those that you noticed incorporated already in the plan? Or if you do get a public comment that is wise, and is there a way to amend the plan or add that to the plan?
I would say a lot of the comments that we received are already implemented, but there are good things to consider as we work on implementing the plan. There are some that are more specific to tree types that aren't really explored in this plan. It's more, I would say that's more directed to the tree guide than anything else, in recommendations of where trees are planted or how they're used.
All right, any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Jim. I believe I did hear that there was written correspondence submitted for the record, as Jim said, so I'll affirm that. At this time is the public testimony period. There's a 3-minute time limit. For the sake of streamlining, just either if you're supporting the application, uncommitted to the application, or opposed, just invite you in no certain order if there's anyone that would like to make comments to come forward. Okay, seeing none, I'm going to declare the public hearing closed. Council, this item's before you. How would you like to proceed?
Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve agenda item number 7, the Pocatello Urban Forest Plan, to adopt by resolution the proposed document with the proposed amended wording, subject to applicable changes outlined in Planning and Development's memo as an official city plan.
Second.
Okay, I heard it first from Councilman Paulson. I believe the second was Councilman Mangum. Brianna, if you could call the roll, please.
Paulson.
Yes.
Mangum.
Yes.
Bates.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Satterfield.
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 8, public hearing resolution for the Pocatello Housing Plan. This time has been set aside for the council to hear comments from the public regarding the Pocatello Housing Plan. Council may wish to adopt by resolution the proposed document as an official city plan. I declare this public hearing open, and we do have a presentation from staff.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, Jim Anglesey, Long Range Planner. Sorry you have to hear from me again.
It's all good.
Before you is the Pocatello Housing Plan for your consideration to adopt by resolution. I'd like to share some major findings of the Pocatello Housing Plan, and more importantly, what those findings mean for our community moving forward. The central of this plan is simple. Pocatello is a community with tremendous strengths, but our housing market is struggling to keep pace with the people and workforce we want to attract and retain. Our economy remains stable because of major institutions like Idaho State University, our healthcare sector, and public employment. Those employers provide an important economic foundation. At the same time, we're seeing slower wage growth than many comparable communities, while housing costs have risen rapidly over the last several years. That growing disconnect is creating affordability challenges for many residents. One of the more interesting findings is that our housing challenges aren't simply the result of population growth. Instead, they're being driven by changing demographics and changing lifestyles. People are living in smaller households, more residents are living alone, young professionals, students, empty nesters, and seniors are looking for different housing options than were common when much of Pocatello's housing was built. Yet most of our housing inventory reflects the need of larger families rather than the needs of today's household demographics. The study also confirms that we simply are not adding in housing fast enough. New construction has lagged behind household growth. Vacancy rates remain low, and when supply doesn't keep up with demand, prices continue to rise. That's exactly what we've experienced in both the ownership and rental markets. We need more affordable housing, rental housing, and we need more opportunities for first-time homebuyers. We need additional workforce housing. We also need housing that allows seniors to downsize while remaining in the community, creating opportunities for younger families to purchase existing homes. In short, our challenge is one of housing diversity as much as housing quantity. Residents have consistently identified affordability as their number one concern during the planning process for this plan. They also expressed support for neighborhoods that offer a variety of housing choices, provided new development is well-planned and complements existing neighborhoods. That tells us that people aren't simply asking for more housing, they're asking for the right housing in the right places. So what does the housing plan recommend? Rather than relying on a single solution, the plan provides a toolbox of strategies that can be implemented over time. Some recommendations focus on increasing supply by encouraging missing middle housing, accessory dwelling units, tiny homes, and thoughtfully designed infill development. Others focus on preserving affordability by protecting existing affordable housing, supporting first-time homebuyers, and exploring the creation of a housing trust fund. Finally, the plan recommends strengthening the city's capacity through dedicated resources, partnerships with developers and housing organizations, and strategic use of public land and financing tools to encourage investment. It's important to recognize that many of these strategies require little or no direct public investment. Some involve updating regulations, streamlining development processes, or removing unnecessary barriers that currently make housing more difficult and more expensive to build. Others represent longer-term investments that the city can pursue as funding opportunities become available. And ultimately, this housing plan provides the city with practical, flexible strategies to address the housing challenges in our community. This public hearing has met all state and local requirements, and all written comments received by staff have been provided to you in your packets. And this concludes my presentation. I'd be happy to answer any questions the council may have.
I don't have any questions. I just have a
Yes.
comment. I want to thank you and everyone who was a part of this, because this is a great document. It's a great document. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yes, please.
Hi, Jim. So is there a top strategy that the council can implement to help with affordable housing? Anything jump out at you?
The strategies aren't really prioritized in a way. It's more of a toolbox to explore these different types. And I think some are a lot easier to implement than others. And a lot of them we already have going right now, like accessory dwelling units. I mean, tiny homes, we don't really have a limit on housing size. And so those really can be implemented now. Where we're really, what the planning department's really excited about are things such as the pre-approved housing plan strategy, because that allows us to have a set of plans for houses that are already pre-approved that people can pick and choose from, pretty much like a Sears catalog. They can just hit and run, and we can build them in a way, or design them in a way of, working in with the design of a neighborhood. And so a lot of the complaints that we receive about housing being built, we can help kind of break that by saying, here are things that would work in the community, and you can go ahead and pull permits now.
Right. Oh, great, thank you.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, please.
Are there any ordinance changes that are recommended in this plan?
Yeah, a lot of it is about streamlining our processes. But as you'll probably see in the coming future, we have a lot of directives from the state that we also need to adhere that will incentivize smaller unit size, lot size. And I think a lot of those will correspond with our Title 17 rewrite as well. And so we've been holding off on that as recommended in the comp plan until we got a housing plan established, so that we can make those changes all at once.
If I might add, one of the public comments I read was a suggestion that we create ways to have more leverage over absentee landlords or landlords who don't make their buildings a decent place for people to live. So I was wondering if you had any comments on that.
There is a strategy in there recommended to look into like a rental registry. And I know that may not be like the most preferred strategy, but that's something that we can look into to help address that absentee landlord situation.
Okay, Councilman Mangum.
Looking at some of these sample sizes, we're right 10 to 15 years within each one of those samples. What is the life expectancy of this plan?
Typically, these plans are around 10 years, with minor updates throughout.
And I'll just add to that, the Title 17 rewrite, at the next work session, council work session, staff will be bringing some proposed changes to Title 17, which has a lot to do with our code pertaining to housing. So timing wise, this is really good. We'll have a deeper discussion even.
Yes.
So, yeah, well, thank you. Great work, Jim. There's a lot here. We need to use this as a tool going forward for a long time. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we did have some written correspondence that was already clarified. At this point, if there's any public testimony, there's a 3-minute limit. And again, to streamline, if you're either supporting, uncommitted, or opposed to the application, you're invited at this time to come forward. Okay, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Council, the items before you, how would you like to proceed?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilman Paulson.
I would move to approve agenda item number 8, the Pocatello Housing Plan, to adopt by resolution the proposed document as an official city plan.
second.
Okay, thank you. We have a first from Councilman Paulson, the second from Councilman Mangum. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Paulson.
Yes.
Mangum.
Yes.
Yes.
Nichols.
Yes.
Satterfield.
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
All right, my apologies for not making this acknowledgement earlier, but I do see we have a scout troop in the audience that, okay, one scout. All right, what troop were you're from? Okay, all right, welcome, glad you're here. I also want to shout out to, while we're doing this, my nephews, Alex and Ryan Chisholm are in the audience from Las Vegas, so they wanted to come see Uncle Mark tonight, so here you go. All right, agenda item 9 is resolution establishing America 250 time capsule as a legacy project. Council may wish to adopt a resolution establishing the City of Pocatello America 250 time capsule as a legacy project to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to adopt a resolution establishing the City of Pocatello to America 250 time capsule as a legacy project to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States of America as outlined in agenda item 9.
Second.
Thank you. Was that Councilwoman Satterfield?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, and just before we call for the vote, want to thank that America 250 ad hoc committee that we have in place, and former Councilman Rick Cheatham is chairing that. They've just done a really wonderful job, and the time capsule was put together yesterday. There were more items for the time capsule than what they had room for. Partner Steel graciously put that together and donated that. So a lot of dedicated people worked on this. Rick Cheatham apologizes that he can't be here tonight. He was called out of town, otherwise he would have been here. So we really hope everyone can join us tomorrow evening for the time capsule, I guess, dedication and other festivities we're having. So pretty cool. And then on the ordinance, so we don't forget, because we opened the time capsule in 2076, this ordinance calls for every 5 years. Every 5 years, it comes before the council again, so we don't drop this off our radar. So they've thought of all odds and ends. So with that, we had a first from Councilman Mangum and a second from Councilwoman Satterfield. Brianna, please call the roll.
Mangum?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
Okay, agenda item 10, bid acceptance and award for well number 17 project to Star Corporation. Council may wish to accept the recommendations of staff and award the bid for well 17 project to the lowest responsive bidder, Star Corporation, in the amount of $1,315,000, and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents, subject to legal department review. Funding for this project has been established in the Water Department fiscal year 2026 budget. And at this time, I would ask staff to come forward for a report.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Justin Armstrong, Water Superintendent, City of Pocatello. So this project is a rehabilitation of a formerly used well that was utilized back in the 60s. The plan and intent is to utilize it for irrigation purposes for the Highland Golf Course and trim off the demand of the culinary system.
Okay. Any questions of Levi?
That's Justin.
Or Justin, I'm sorry. Levi's over there. Justin, thank you.
Yep.
All right, council, how do you wish to proceed?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
move to approve agenda item number 10 as listed.
Second.
Okay, we have a first from Councilman Nichols, a second from Councilwoman Swanson. Brianna, please call the roll.
Nichols?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Mangum?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Okay, agenda item 11 is related to agenda item 10, professional services agreement, task order number 5A, amendment number 1 for services during construction of that well 17 by Keller Associates. Council may wish to consider recommendations from staff and approve task order 5A, amendment number 1 under the existing on-call engineering services agreement for services during construction for well 17 to Highland Golf Course project in the amount of $91,030, and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents, subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I move that we approve agenda item number 11, professional services agreement task order number 5A, amendment number 1 for services during construction, well number 17, Keller Associates.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, we have a first from Councilwoman Swanson, a second from Councilwoman Satterfield. Brianna, please call the roll.
Swanson?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Mangum?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Okay, agenda item 12, transportation services contract, Pocatello Regional Transit. Council may wish to approve the transportation services contract with Eastern Idaho Community Action Partnership effective July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2030 for Pocatello Regional Transit's Senior Citizen Public Transportation Program, and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents, subject to legal department review. And at this time, I would ask staff, sorry, just to
I was gonna ask for
briefly.
that, sorry.
Okay, cool.
Good evening, Mayor Council. Skylar Beebe, Director of Pocatello Regional Transit. This contract, for many years, Pocatello Regional Transit has offered to our senior population, those that are 60 and older, to ride our system, our door-to-door system, at a suggested donation. This is possible through the Title 3B, which is through the area aging with the state. This funding allows our senior population to ride at that suggested donation. This contract traditionally has been with the Southeast Idaho Council of Governments, and it has now switched to ECAP as identified in the agenda item here. And so this allows PRT to continue to provide that transportation for our seniors, which equates to about 12,000 trips throughout the year. And so this is an important contract for us to maintain that service.
Mr. Mayor?
Okay, yes.
For the benefit of any seniors out there that might need a ride, could you explain how this works and who they call and what they do?
Yes, I will say on our website is probably the first source you could look at. We have a senior rider guide on there. Like, it's a to B of everything they would need to know. But in summary, all they have to do is call the business day before into our dispatch office and just let our dispatch know that they need a ride. And this is throughout our entire system, our urban and our rural program. And then we will schedule that either on an hour or half-hour increments. And those that might have a medical appointment can set up what's called a will call, where they can call in at any time whenever that appointment is finished.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
So apart from the change in funding source from CCOG to ECAP, which is located in Idaho Falls, I understand, are there any other significant changes that the public would notice apart from the change in how the funding lands?
Yeah, I don't think any of our riders will notice a difference at all. It's mainly just the back end with billing and so forth.
Wonderful, thanks.
Yes, please.
Skylar, it looks like it's just the 4-year contract, right?
Correct.
So as all of the money, all of the funds, are they being allotted at once, or is it going to be paid out to Pocatello Transit annually?
Yeah, so it is on an annual basis, and we are paid per boarding, and so it's up to that 57,500. But yeah, annually is what we would see that.
Okay, thank you, Skylar. Council, how would you like to proceed?
Mr. Mayor, I would
Yes.
move to approve the transportation service contract for Pocatello Regional Transit as outlined in Agenda Item 12.
Second.
Thank you. We have a first from Councilman Mangum, a second from Councilman Paulson. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Mangum?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes?
Satterfield?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
Agenda item 13 is environmental hazard abatement and interior demolition contract approval, 429 Washington Avenue. Council may wish to approve a contract with Safe Tech, Inc. in the total amount of $89,500 for the environmental hazard abatement and interior demolition of 429 Washington Avenue, and authorize the mayor's signature on all pertinent documents, including any change order requests up to 10% of the total project costs, subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move to approve the environmental hazard abatement and interior demolition contract approval for 429 Washington Avenue as outlined in Agenda Item 13.
Second.
Thank you. We have a first from Councilman Mangum, a second from Councilman Paulson. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Mangum?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
Agenda item 14, bid contract 2026 sanitary sewer manhole rehabilitation project. Council may wish to consider the recommendations of staff and declare sole source procurement and accept the bid received on June 1, 2026 from Advanced Lining LLC for the total bid amount of $108,275.13 for the 2026 sanitary sewer manhole rehabilitation project, and authorize the mayor's signature on all applicable documents, including change orders up to 5% of the project total, subject to legal department review.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
move to approve agenda item number 14 as outlined.
Second.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah, question or comment?
before we vote, can we hear from Levi?
We sure can.
He looked prepared, so
Maybe a little more. Levi Adams, WPC Superintendent. This is part of our annual maintenance program. These manholes have been identified throughout the year, and then we put together a single project. It's very similar to what we do with the lining of the pipe in our CIPP program. It goes through and it does extend the life of these manhole structures 10 to 20 years at least. It's a very good, and it's much more cost effective to go through and identify these and line them before they become degraded to the point to where we can't do it. And it's also much more financially viable to do this. It would be 5 times as much if we decided to have to dig these manholes up and replace them rather than just coat the insides.
Okay, yes.
Hey, Levi, I just want to give you, you and your whole crew a shout out for implementing these innovative type of strategies. That seems to really be working and saving the city some money in the process, so that's great.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Levi. All right, with that, we have a first from Councilman Nichols and a second from Councilwoman Swanson. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Nichols?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Mangum?
yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Agenda item 15, ordinances. Ordinance 15A, an ordinance to amend by contract the zoning designation of 6100 South Fifth Avenue from residential, commercial, professional to light industrial. Council, how do you wish to have the ordinance read?
Mayor, I move agenda item 15A. I move that the ordinance 15A be read only by title and placed on final passage for publication, and that only the ordinance summary sheet be submitted for publication.
Second,
Thank you. We have a first from Councilman Paulson, a second from Councilman Mangum. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Paulson?
Yes.
Mangum?
yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
Okay, at this time, Jared will read the ordinance.
An ordinance of the City of Pocatello, a municipal corporation of Idaho, rezoning by contract land located at 6100 South Fifth Avenue, Pocatello, Bannock County, Idaho. More particularly described on the attached Exhibit A, from residential, commercial, professional, RCP, to light industrial, LI. Providing that the official zoning map be amended to incorporate this rezoning, providing for the repeal of all ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing that this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication according to law.
I declare that to be the final reading of the ordinance. Shall the ordinance pass?
Bates?
Yes.
Mangum?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
15B, an ordinance annexing approximately 19.19 acres of land generally located across from Century High School on South Fifth Avenue to extend the Pocatello city limits. The subject property will be zoned commercial general. Council, how do you wish to have the ordinance read?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would move that the ordinance agenda item 15B be read only by title and placed on final passage for publication, and that only the ordinance summary sheet be submitted for publication.
Thank you. Okay, we have a first from Councilman Mangum, a second from Councilwoman Satterfield. Aubriana, please call the roll.
Mangum?
Yes.
Satterfield?
Yes.
Bates?
Yes.
Nichols?
Yes.
Paulson?
Yes.
Swanson?
Yes.
And Jared, if you would please read the ordinance.
An ordinance of the City of Pocatello, a municipal corporation of Idaho, annexing and zoning approximately 19.19 acres of land of the parent parcel R4013012907. Said property, more particularly described in Exhibit A of this ordinance, providing said land be zoned as commercial general, CG, with concurrent comprehensive planned with concurrent comprehensive plan land use map designation of commercial. C, providing for the city clerk to file a certified copy of this ordinance with the Idaho State Tax Commission and with the Bannock County Auditor, Treasurer, and Assessor in accordance with Idaho Code Sections 50-223 and 63-215, and providing for this ordinance to be in full force and effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication according to law.
I declare that to be the final reading of the ordinance. Shall the ordinance pass?
Bates,
Yes.
Mangum,
Yes.
Nichols,
Yes.
Paulson,
I voted no the first time. I'm voting no again. No.
Satterfield,
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Thank you. With that, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Happy and safe 4th of July.